Hi, Global Awareness classes. It is Thursday, the 24th. We're starting a new unit today. Now, I know it's a little weird because I'm not going to see you after Friday for a while, but it's all right. We're not going to dive too deep into it. We're going to go about 2 days, and then when we'll come back, we're going to spend almost all of our remaining time on this unit. So when we come back, we'll do a little recap. But I don't think this is too intense of stuff. I think you'll be able to recall a lot of it. First, guys, I have intro questions for you here to the unit. As you see, about 15 minutes. Please only answer 3. You don't have. If you want to do more, you can. This is kind of me also seeing what can you do in 15 minutes. So give it a shot. Again, at least 3 of the following. I definitely think everyone can do at least 1 in 15 minutes, probably 2 in more 15 minutes, especially if you kind of skip around and do them. If you get stuck, don't spend too much time on it. But anywho, that's the intro. The kids in class will kind of discuss these a little bit, like what we think. And now here are notes for you guys. Oh, real quick, class opener. I find this pretty interesting. Remember we talked about how culture can be created, learned, and shared, and I gave you the example of Psy and Gangnam Style, the old hip hop song. But this is a story about a dolphin. As you can see in the picture, the dolphin here is doing what's called a tail wag. They're flipping on their tail like that. Well, guess what? That is something that's only learned in captivity. So ready? Here's the story real quick. This dolphin you see in the picture here, right? She was in captivity for a long time, then was released into the wild. While in captivity, she learned how to do this little tail thingy, right? So guess what? When she was released into the wild and started to join other societies, she brought this tail wag. So in this harbor, I believe it's in Australia, in this harbor, they started seeing multiple dolphins doing the same thing as her. Even again, they hadn't been taught by humans, they had been taught by this dolphin. So wild, right? Again, showing how, again, culture is not only is created, then learned about, and then shared. Okay? But here we go. Here are our notes. Industrial Revolution. Guys, oftentimes when you think of a revolution, you think of like a set period of years. The American Revolution, 1776 to 1783. But this one is not that simple. The Industrial Revolution, and you guys do your intro questions. You'll come up with all these words that one of the questions is, what do you hear, or what do you think about when you hear the word revolution? And a lot of kids think change. And that's what this revolution is about. It's about change, guys. It's not about fighting. It's not about a war, okay? It is about how things were made. Another thing about the Industrial Revolution, other than that it's not like a set time period, is that it happens at different places at different times all over the world. And this is what we'll look at more closely next class. But it starts in Britain in the mid-1700s. Then it goes to America, and then it spreads all over the world. But some places have only had their Industrial Revolution starting in the 1980s. China didn't have its Industrial Revolution until like the 1960s, 70s, and you could argue it's still going on now, okay? What it is, guys, is the Industrial Revolution doesn't get going in your country until you have some certain things established already. And that's what today's note's about. It's about those certain things that are established, okay? So here we go. First thing you need, guys, is you need people. It may sound simple, all right? I hope it is. You need people. So the first step is you need your country to have what's called an agricultural revolution, because then you're going to have more food. And more food equals what, guys? More people. And then more people are going to equal 2 roles that people fulfill within the Industrial Revolution. Let me give you a second to think about it. We talked about it in class, but you guys weren't there. Duh, you guys are the ones at home. They fulfill the role of more workers. I think that's one of the obvious one, right? So that's what these people are going to be for this Industrial Revolution. And again, you can think factory when you think Industrial Revolution. But they're not only going to be workers, but they're also going to be, what are we, guys, when we're done working? We are consumers. We buy stuff. All right? So that's the first thing you need for an Industrial Revolution is you need a population boom. What happens in a lot of these places, just like in Britain in the 1700s, is rich people over time buy up all the farmland. So farmers have a choice. You can either stay on that land and work and pay the rent, or you can move to cities and work in factories. And again, the Industrial Revolution starts in Britain in the 1700s, but it's still going on. Places are still having it today. Second thing that happens is you need your society in general to become smarter. First of all, after the Enlightenment, yes, schools were opening. Not all over the place, but schools were opening. Here's the big thing, though, guys. As society develops, as things got easier to do and better, I've asked you guys this before, I think, in class, but if you're not looking for shelter, food, right? Because this agricultural evolution, there's a lot more food. You have a lot of extra time. And here's the big thing, guys. You need an industrial revolution. You need inventions for your industrial revolution, okay? And one thing I like to talk about in here is what are the motivations for inventions? Sometimes it's to solve a problem or help people, but then also it's to get rich, right? In order to have inventions, you need trial and error. In order to have trial and error, you need time. And the best time of all, free time, right? Something that I and you all take for granted is this idea of free time. As stores and downtowns begin to be built, people have more motivation for new inventions. All right. Again, why do people invent things? Yes, to solve problems, but also to get rich, to get famous. The Industrial Revolution, no matter where you are, guys, it all starts with clothes. Another fancy name for clothes is textiles. All right. Also, transportation improvements also help society becoming smarter. So you start to see things like roads being built, trains, canals, which are man-made rivers, all right, etc. The steam engine. The third thing you need in your country is an existence or use of natural resources. So you need natural resources there, and what happens nowadays in many of these countries is you get them from somewhere else. Back in the day, you needed coal and water to power the machines. Now, usually you need gasoline, right? But more renewable energies are coming around, all right? You need coal and water to power machines, and you need iron and steel to make machines. Nowadays, guys, iron and steel is still very important, but we also have other precious metals, okay? We're not going to list them all. And like I said, you also need water. Especially early on in the Industrial Revolution, a lot of these places use rivers. Within Massachusetts, within Natick, the South Natick Falls, those waterfalls are not natural. They were artificially built to power factories in Natick way back in the day. All right, so water and rivers are huge. Even in modern day China today, rivers are huge, okay? And then the last thing, guys, is you need economic improvements. And these do kind of build on each other, guys. Like you're not going to start becoming smarter because you have free time until you're not searching for food, all right? You're not going to start to use natural resources until you're thinking about how you can use them, all right? And then the final step is how are you going to make money off of all this? So economic improvements. The first thing your society needs is a good banking system because what they provide is lots of loans. People don't have money to start businesses. They need to borrow it, all right? And this is the idea of capital and capitalism, which we'll get into in a few weeks when you guys come back, okay? As people make more money, people had money then to invest. So there becomes this cycle, is what you hope during Industrial Revolution, of you make money, you invest money, you make money, you invest money. And it just keeps going around. The money you make, you put back into your business, you put back into society, and everyone benefits from that. Now, is that true? No. Tomorrow, we're going to begin to look at the effects. Okay? The effects. And there they are. We're not going to probably get through all of them because they're pretty intense. Probably get through a couple tomorrow. And then you can see this will be the big part when we come back, the philosophy, the isms, that page right there. Last thing, just going through the agenda with you guys for today in case there's any confusion. There is no homework, okay? No homework. I'm doing this. I'm going to do this often on the Thursday before you guys go on to Blue Day. This is your opportunity now. If you owe me something, let's get it done tonight, all right? Anything. Go back through Google Classroom, see what you owe me, get it into me because I really do not want you doing any Red Day work during Blue Week, all right? Okay, so please get on top of that now. And I think that's it. Thanks, guys. Be well. I will see you. Red 1, I'm not going to see. But Red 3, I will see tomorrow at 1:20. I'm almost 100% sure. But check your schedules, and I'll let you know tomorrow morning. That just came to me now. All right, guys. I hope you're well. See ya. We're almost done. You're almost done to Blue Day.